pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Riverside Park in Oakmont. I'm Bob Tattern, and along with Joe Falsetti, welcome to another Comcast Cablevision telecast of high school football. This being one of the more scenic football parks in the area, if not the most, hosting this afternoon's contest. Riverview into the game, Joe, 1-0, and Rochester losing to AA New Brighton last week.
Well, talked to a couple of people close to the scene here, Bob. In fact, one of them, an assistant coach, we'll just forget the name for the moment, seems to think that Riverview should win this game. And there's a good Riverview team coming up here, Bob, in 94, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they don't challenge for a playoff spot.
Pre-game show brought to you by Caputo Chiropractic, located on 5th Avenue in Arnold. Take a look at our starting lineups today. First of all, for Rochester, they will be quarterbacked by Ryan Matsuk. The two halfbacks are Juan Flanagan and Amir Dudley. Dudley also doubles up to do the punting. The fullback is Ken Mercier. The ends are Doug Rowe and Shane Edge. The tackles are Marion Thomas and Alan Zucchini. The guards, P.J. Tucanard and John Zaraki. The center is Kevin Mortimer. And for the Raiders, the quarterback, Jeff Kappa. The halfback is Ben Erdelchak. The tailback, Steve Dapra. The fullback, Justin Graham. The ends are Jason Kappa and one of the Balisarios, Charles. The interior of the line shows Justin Papa at one tackle, Jeremy Duchak at another. Theo Ficaris and Rich Walsh are the guards, and the center is Andy Flaherty. Beautiful sunshiny day here at Riverside Park for this one, Joe. Another exhibition encounter. Rochester representing the one area from the Beaver Valley area in their ranks. They with Monaca and South.
They met a few years ago, Bob, I believe, in the playoffs. And Rochester always able to, they had a terrific ball player up there just a few years ago. I'm trying to think. Essex Law, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Essex Law.
Oh, yeah.
Some kind of a ball player, played for this Rochester team when they were riding high in the football ranks, you might say. And here this afternoon at Riverview Park, as Bob mentioned, one of the more scenic places that we go to each and every year. This is a beautiful place, and today just gorgeous. The weather is perfect, and we look for a terrific game.
All right, we're going to take a brief timeout. We'll return here to Riverside Park and continue with more on the pregame show right after this. Well, the Raiders in their usual blacks with the white trim, and across the way, Rochester in their white and the blue, with blue trim, I should say. We'll have the captains coming out for the toss of the coin. Today, Joe, and I don't know if your memory goes back or can recall a game when we had both head coaches have their sons in quarterback, and that's what's happening here today. Jeff Kappa is the son of Jake Kappa, the football coach, and Ryan Matsuk is the son of the head coach for Rochester. I can't remember a day.
Probably a first. Of course, to be honest with you, we've been involved in a few firsts.
Well, we weren't there for Custer,
and I think Teddy Roosevelt beat us by a couple of years.
Yeah.
Other than that, we've been around for a while.
So the co-captains are coming out onto the field now for the toss of the coin. Riverview represented over there by Jeremy Dujack, number 70, number 30 in the screen, Justin Graham. Their backs are to us now. Number 80, Charles Balisario. And 85 is Jason Kappa.
Saw your youngest son a little earlier, Bob, and it seems to me might be a chip off the old block. He had, some pizza. I think I counted 6.
See, we can get the officials here. Do we have... I think we have a list of them, Joe.
Okay, the referee is Frank Bonetti. Ralph Gross is the umpire. Harry Quinn, the linesman. Jim Kutzet, the field judge. And Tom Tamola is the line judge.
And Riverview has won the toss. They have elected to receive, and Rochester will defend the goal to our right. Again, Bob Tattern with Joe Falsetti here at Riverside Park in Oakmont, getting ready to go. And the Raiders will move left to right here as we open up activity. The pregame show has been sent your way by the Caputo Chiropractic Center. They're located on 5th Avenue in Arnold. Remember, Caputo Chiropractic for total family health care.
Captains for the Rams of Rochester, Doug Rao, Kevin Mortimer.
Rochester, we mentioned, opened up last week when they lost to AA New Brighton. Riverview opened up with a win, I believe it was Monaca. It was. And Rochester will be teeing up the football to kick off. It's Amir Dudley, number 23. He will also do the punting for this Rochester team. He's kind of an all-around athlete. Plays both ways, offensively and defensively. And when you're in double, or I should say single A, you're going to find most of the kids play both ways.
Well, in general, Bob, in high school, not most, but a good many of the kids play all sports, in fact. You know, because when you're, you get that athleticism going for you, why you're able to spread it around pretty good.
So Dudley has it teed up, and the Raiders send back, Ben Erdeljack to the near side.
Ben Erdeljack.
To the far side, it's Fritz Tamburo. Down the middle, Steve Dapra. And it is taken by Erdeljack.
Yep.
Erdeljack up across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. And the Raiders will put it in play right there. The tackle made defensively by Shane Edge. And so we're underway. So the Raiders at their own 32. 1st and 10 for quarterback Jeff Kappa. Kappa gives the ball to Ben Erdeljack, comes off the right side and gets about 3 to the 35. Off the bottom of the pile, Amir Dudley.
Carrying the ball, a pickup of about 3.
And it's marked at the 35. So on the first play, it is Ben Erdeljack for 3 yards. Theo Ficaris comes out of the game quickly for the Raiders from his guard position. Two setbacks for Kappa. Once again, it's the same back, Erdeljack, who shakes. Was it Graham? Justin Graham, number 30, picks up 2 yards. Advancing the football to about the 37-yard line. And Marion Thomas makes the play for Rochester. So 3rd down coming up and 5 to go for the Raiders. Two setbacks again for Kappa. Fakes to one, passes out of the flat. The ball is caught by Graham, but he's short of the 1st down.
Pass to Graham, complete. Another.
John Zagraki makes the play at about the 39-yard line. The the Raiders are about 3 yards short.
3rd down and 3. 4th down and 3.
Amir Dudley is one of the deep men for Rochester to the near side. Trent Jeter to the far side. The punt almost blocked, and it takes a Raider roll. Jeter picks it up at the 21. Jeter across the 30-yard line to near the 31, and the punt by Orlando Belisario. Rochester will take over with 9:28 to play in the opening quarter. We'll be right back. At the 36-yard line, the football handed off to Amir Dudley, and Dudley on the first carry for Rochester. Goes off the right side to about the 34-yard line. So they pick up about 3 yards on the play, make it 2nd and a long 7 near the 34. Quarterback is Matsuk, and again it's handed off to Amir Dudley, and it appears that that's the man that will be counted on by Rochester here this afternoon. Short yardage up to about the 37, another 3 yards on the play. And for the Raiders, Jeremy Dujak on the tackle. 3rd down and about 3.
3rd down and
a long 3.
better than 3, maybe closer to 4. On the 37.
By the way, Jack Schmidt celebrates a birthday today.
He's been celebrating for about 2 weeks. I've seen him in every place in Arnold that sells good food.
Here's a handoff, and up to the line of scrimmage, and no more, is Ken Mercier.
Mercier carrying the ball.
Pronounced Mercier. There was no gain on the play, so from the 37, it'll be 4th and 4, and Rochester will punt. Now, Jack did say today, celebrating, if you're listening to the telecast on a Sunday, you can send a belated card. Short kick at the 30, reversing his field, and holding on to the football, sliding across the 35, Dapra. Clock shows 7:24 on the return. Doug Rowe makes the tackle.
First down, Raiders.
Mark it at the 38-yard line for the Raiders. Neither team has been able to come up with a first down here in the early going of the ball game. For both, it's been 3 and out. This time it goes to Dapra. Hurdles across the 40.
Mercier on the stop.
And Mercier makes the play defensively for Rochester. They've got it marked right on the 40, so give him 2 on the carry. And we'll make it 2nd down and 8. Raiders are out of the huddle. And a man in motion. Pitch comes to Dapra. Dapra reverses his field. Looks for help. Gets a block, but then he's going to be trapped at the 35, and a penalty flag is thrown.
Could be a face mask here, Bob. And if it is, it's a real big break for the Raiders.
So they're back at the 35.
They lost 5 on that play, but I think the penalty is going to take care of things.
Should bring it up across to near midfield.
Face mask penalty against the Rams.
Yeah, face mask 15-yarder up to the 50.
Gives the Raiders a first down and brings the ball all the way up to
First down, just over the 50. We'll call it the 50 for argument's sake, and here we go. The Raiders, a break on the play. They get a first down on the penalty against Rochester.
We're down to a little over 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, scoreless.
Second possession by the Raiders. Man in motion here to the near side. And Kappa to throw his first pass, going deep. He's got a man out there in early. It's caught at the 50.
Hello.
Erdljak takes it in for the touchdown, and the Raiders are on the board with a 50-yard pass play from Jeff Kappa.
I'll tell you what, Bob, that one there deserves another look. Actually, you can get 2 looks at it. Tonight at 7, and tomorrow morning at 10. Lovely, lovely, lovely. 6-0 the Raiders, and they'll go for the extra point.
Touchdown comes with 5:55 to play in the first quarter.
Well, looks
The
like
extra point attempt by Orlando.
Belisario.
Snap of the ball. The kick is a little to the right. Is it good? No. Wide to the right. The kick is no good. So we have a break in the action, but the Raiders are in the lead. The Raiders, 6-0 lead. We'll be back with a Riverview kickoff right after this. Well, the Raiders are celebrating a 50-yard touchdown strike from Kappa to Ertlejack, and it puts the Raiders on the board. The kick by Belisario was wide to the right, and it remains a 6-0 score. We've got Amir Dudley, and he's the deep man down there. Flanked to his left is Juan Flanagan, and to the far right, I believe it's Trent Jeter, number 20. Tough to catch the number at that angle. You're looking now at the man they don't want to kick it to.
Oh, what a good kick.
That's Dudley.
Well,
taken by Jeter, but the Raiders are offside on the kickoff. I don't know if you can hear Jake Kappa or not, but he's hollering out to whomever it was.
The Raiders were penalized 5 yards for being offside on that last kick.
So the Raiders will kick it again from their own 35.
Ball goes back to the 35.
And once again, Jeter is, Dudley straight down the middle. And that was Trent Jeter to his right. And Juan Flanagan to his left. And this one's headed to Jeter. Nice kick back at the 10, 15, 20, 25. What a tackle! He was upset. A big hit on the play, and that one was made by either Jason Kappa or Mike Catullo, one or the other. Well, then who's 88? He's not on the roster.
Hey, Richie! Stay at home. Tell your back to stay at home.
That's 88. He's down there. We don't even have an 88 on the roster. If Chris can find out, Cap is standing right next to him. Here we go. This is Dudley up at the 30. Loses the football and right into the hands of the Raiders at the 37.
and coming up with that football ball in the air was Ben Ertlejack. So the Raiders at their own, I should say, the Rochester 36-yard line. Great position.
Ball on the 36 for the Raiders. After a jarring tackle by Jeremy.
See where they got it marked. Well, I'll tell you what. They got 11 yards, but no first down. They lose the ball on the fumble.
Dujak got the hit, Ertlejack got the football, and the Raiders have it right now at the 36.
Running out of the eye, goes to the tailback, and Dapra skirts a tackle. He's out at the 30-yard line, and is going to be bumped out of bounds near the 26 or 27-yard line. Belted out of bounds by Marion Thomas.
What do they say about second effort, Bob? That one there was about 5.
So Dapra picks up 9 or
yard.
so, maybe close to 10. They want to measure. They'll bring the sticks across, and the official is standing at the near sideline.
I think it took a timeout, Bob. Rochester has taken a timeout.
And the sticks will still be brought across. By the way, we were not running our cameras at the time because the Raiders had a recognition of seniors prior to the kickoff, and right before that they did the national anthem. And I got to tell you something, Joe. They had a young lady who's part of the band who came out to sing the national anthem. Her name is Danielle Harris, and I have never heard the national anthem done that well by a student of any school. She really did a nice job.
And the official just went down after a 3-yard gain.
The one tackle that
They've got the chains here at their sideline.
Short, Bob. I don't even know why they brought the sticks out.
So give Daper 9 yards on the play. So he's down to the 28-yard line. It is 2nd and 1. Dapra has actually only carried the ball 3 times. He gained 2, then he lost 5. However, Rochester on a face mask penalty on that carry.
That is number 88, Bob. Chris Dratzinger.
All right, we'll change.
I'll tell you what, he deserved a call a lot sooner than right now, but we had him down for number 50, and in reality, he is number 88, and he made a big hit here just a moment ago.
2nd down and a yard. That was the 3rd carry by Daper, this one for 9 yards. So he's a +6 on 3 carries. Here is a pass caught over the middle by Kappa. And Kappa has the first down at the 15-yard line, a 13-yard gain. And Kappa picks up the first down. That's only the 2nd first down of the ball game by the Raiders. And so far, Rochester, they've been 3 and out. Then on their 2nd possession, lost it on a fumble. So it's been all Riverview in the first quarter, which shows about 4:47 to play. Here's a keeper by the quarterback, Kappa. And Kappa gets
down to
inside the 10 and is near the 8-yard line, where Chris Carper makes the play for Rochester. So they have it marked at the 8, a gain of 7 by Kappa. 2nd and about 3. So Andy Flaherty and the other fellow that I had mentioned, Theo Ficaris, alternate the plays into the quarterback from the guard position. Up the middle.
Inside the 5, all the way down to the 3-yard line. Maybe inside the 3.
All right, Erdeljack, number 20, carries the football, picks up a first down. They're going to move the sticks.
And it is a first down. So
At the 3-yard line. 1st and goal to go on the 5-yard carry by Erdeljack, down to the 3. 6-0. The Raiders in the lead. First quarter, about hopefully to add more.
And he's in. Touchdown for Steve Dapra.
So Dapra takes a 3-yard carry into the end zone. So he joins Erdeljack in the scoring column and makes it a 12-0 lead. And Belisario will come on for the extra point, unless they decide to go for 2. Touchdown comes with 3:36 to play.
They're going for 2, Bob.
In this opening quarter. So here we go. It'll be a 2-point try. Probably it's Kappa with a keeper. Looking to get in.
He got it.
He's in. And Kappa carries for 2. And makes it a 14-0 game.
Looked like Gene Kelly there tiptoeing until he saw the opening. Then it was bye-bye baby in there for 2. 14-0 Riverview.
We'll be back with a Raider kickoff right after this. So the Raiders are ready to kick off, leading here in the first quarter, 14-0. Touchdown scored by the Raiders. Erdeljack on a 50-yard pass from quarterback Kappa, and Dapra from 3 yards out makes it a 14-0 score following the 2-point conversion by Kappa. After the first touchdown, they failed on the extra point try. So with the 2 they added here, they make it 14-0. And the kick by Belisario is high, and the dangerous Dudley starts at the 11. He's at the 25, cuts to his right. A nice tackle made over there by Fritz Tamburo. Tamburo upset him at about the 29-yard line.
5 outside left.
So Rochester with the 1st and 10. They start at their own, let's call it the 28, as they reset the football at their own 28. The Raiders in the lead, 14-zip. Here is a give this time to Ryan, or it was a quarterback keeper, I should say. Ryan Matsuk carry the football, tackled by Jeffrey Kappa. And a gain of about 3 on the play to the 31. That was a quarterback keeper by Ryan Matsuk.
Move up. Come on, Jack.
Penalty flag thrown. And the handoff this time to Vernon Krebs, but there was a penalty flag thrown.
I think it'll go against Rochester, Bob.
There is a flag on the play. Appears to be against the Rams.
Raiders want to take the penalty. There may have been too much time or movement in the backfield, one or the other, but the line of scrimmage was the 31. They'll bring it back to the 26.
Procedure
5-yard penalty marched off against the Rams.
So it is now 1st and
second down and about
I'm sorry.
Second down and about 12, Bob, I think. Yep.
Second down and 12. First quarter shows about 2.5 minutes to play. Rochester in white, the Raiders in the darker uniforms, and Riverview in the lead, 14-0. Here is Matsuk. Pitches back to Dudley. Dudley turns on some speed, dragged down by Kappa. Jason Kappa brings him down.
I think number 40. Mike Begano was also there.
Marked at the 30-yard line, so it's a gain of 4. Third down and 9. Or a long 8, if you will, either way, for Rochester.
I guess the right pronunciation there, Bob, is Begano.
All right.
Apologies.
2 setbacks, and Rochester will throw for the first time today. The rush is on. They're going to bring him down and lose the football.
I think Riverview may have this one, too.
It's near the 20-yard line. Let's see what happens when they unpile. Number 70 for the Raiders was down there, but I don't think that they
got it back.
were able to capitalize on it. That was Jeremy Dujak. But a loss on the play from the 30 all the way back to the 19, so they lose 11 yards on the play. 4th down and 20.
About 1:05 remaining here in the first quarter. Hurdle jack and
high snap, but controlled. Here's the kick. Fair catch, called for by the Raiders at the 45-yard line. And 51 seconds remain in the opening quarter. 14-0. The Raiders in the lead. So Riverview at their own 45 with a 1st and 10. Rochester yet to gain or to get a first down here in the first quarter of play.
Don't look now, Bob, but this Riverview teams look like a good one to me. Looks like a good ball club. We may have to go overtime here as far as the season's concerned with this club.
Well, you won't get any arguments from anybody at Comcast on that. A give up the middle by the Raiders, trying the left side.
Looked like Graham there.
It is number 30.
Big number 51 comes out from underneath that pile.
That's Kevin Mortimer. So they gain a yard on the play to the 46-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9, but time is of the essence here. They get one more play off, and that'll do it. The 46-yard line is where the ball is placed. They're going to run out of the T formation with the ends in tight. And the left halfback comes up with a football, and that is Ben Erdeljak, who stumbles ahead to about the Rochester 47-yard line. And let's see how much he picked up that time. He picked up 7 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and about 2. And so the first quarter has come to an end, folks, and the Riverview Raiders have the lead, 14-0. We'll be back with the second quarter after this.
All right, we're back here ready for quarter number 2 coming up momentarily, and very impressive first quarter on the part of the Raiders. I'll tell you what, Bob, I'm pleased to see the work that's been done up there by the line of Riverview. Jason Papa, for chorus, Andy Flaherty, Rich Walsh, Jeremy Dujak, and of course the 2 guys on the outside, Belisario and Jason Kappa, doing terrific work up front, making it all possible as the Raiders lead 14-zip here as we get set for quarter number 2.
We'll bring you up to date at halftime on statistics of the contest, which right now strongly favors the Raiders. And we're about ready to go here with this second quarter. Touchdown scored by Erdeljak and Dapro.
All right, ready to go. Raiders have the ball. Jeff Kappa. And there is a flag. I don't know what happened there. Somebody lined up offside for Rochester. Sure looks that way. They're talking to the Raiders.
That'll be a first down.
Tell you what, Bob, if the second quarter is anything like the first one, we can start singing Hello Dolly real early. All right, set to go now, as coming out wide to the near side of the field is Erdeljak. Kappa, hands off, and up across the 40 to about the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. I think that was Dapra that carried. A gain of almost 3 yards on the play. Getting up from the bottom of the pile is big number 55 for Rochester. That's Marlon Thomas.
Second down and 6.
Bob, is this Marlon or Marion? Marlon Thomas. Okay. Here's Kappa. Hands off, and Dapper breaks one tackle. Coming to the outside, looks for a block, gets one, goes inside the 35 to about the 33. Good running. Now the flag comes in late. Flag coming in late here on that good run, which was almost a first down. Jeter making the play for Rochester. This is going to go, I believe, against the Raiders. Clipping. So Riverview is going to be hit with a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. They'll bring the ball all the way up to about the 48-yard line. The 48 of Rochester. So it's going to be long yardage now for the first down.
Third and 17.
Third and, well, actually second and about 17. So the Raiders will put this one in play from the Rochester 48-yard line. Jeff Kappa at quarterback. They're in the eye. And here's Kappa faking, looking, throwing. Got a man out there. Boy, what a pass by Kappa. Right on the money to Charles Belisario. Picked up about 11 yards on that play. It'll be third down and about 6. Jeter in on the stop for Rochester.
12 yards, Joe.
Gain of 12 they give him, so it'll be third and 5. I'm very impressed with this team, Bob. Really. I heard it was a pretty good ball club, but nothing like seeing them firsthand. All right, here comes the Raiders. Graham behind the quarterback as Kappa gives off the good fake. Good run. Here goes for the first down. Number 20 is Ertlejack. And he gets inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line, enough for the first down.
Good block by Charles Belisario, Joe, on that play. Able to hold up a would-be tackler until he got some extra yards.
Well, as we mentioned before, Bob, this line is doing some terrific blocking, and you know that they are because they're running quite well, and Kappa getting time to pass. That's a pretty good combination you got going for you. All right, here we go. Coming into the lineup is Orlando Belisario. He's going out wide to the right side as the Raiders now in the eye as Jeff Kappa is set and ready to go. Hands off to Dapra. Dapra is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, but fights his way for maybe a yard on the play. Doug Rowe making the stop. Rowe coming over to make the stop after a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. The ball right just outside the 25-yard line. Second quarter shows 10 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. And I think Jake Kappa wants a timeout. The Raiders are going to take a timeout to score 14-0 Riverview. And we'll be right back after this.
October 30 and 1 o'clock. Donations are $6. See any cheerleader for tickets. Thank you.
We're in the second quarter. Timeout called by the Raiders, and they lead 14-0. Touchdown scored back in the first quarter by Ertlejack at a 50-yard pass play, and Dapra from 3 yards out. Kappa added a 2-yard quarterback keeper on the second touchdown to make it a 14-0 game. Next Friday night, plans are inconclusive in our next game. We have a tentative game, but Joe, we might be going through with the one we had on our schedule anyway. But we won't publicize that until our crew gets together Monday morning, I guess. Huh?
I don't blame you. All right, set to go. 2nd down, 9. Ball just outside the 25-yard line. Here's Kappa. Tipped and almost intercepted.
Ball tipped and...
Boy, they got away with one that time. Number 85, Jason Kappa, I believe, was the intended receiver, but the ball was tipped and almost intercepted.
Joe, they have thrown 5 passes. The first 4 were on the money. That's the first incompletion for the Raiders in the first half.
All right, so they're 4 or 5. As far as the passing stats are concerned, as they come up now with a big 3rd down play, they need 9 yards from about the 26-yard line of Rochester. Kappa rolling, looking, tipped again, and incomplete.
Ball is tipped again.
Now what do you do from the 25.5-yard line, Bob? 4th down and 9.
Throw it again.
Okay.
Marlon Thomas tipped that ball and...
I would send Charles Belisario deep and fling it.
All right. Well, whatever it is, it's coming from the bench, that's for sure. As a couple of players going in there, and I'm sure one of them brought the play in. So they spread them out. Ertlejack coming wide to the near side of the field. Jeff Kappa, straight back he goes. He's rushed. They've got a screen set up. Oh, and almost intercepted. And if that one was intercepted, it could have gone the other way for 6. So, and I'll tell you what, Dapra took a heck of a hit there. He shook up, I'll tell you.
Broken up. Long breaking up that.
Long broke that one up, and I'll tell you, just one more step, and it could have been 6 for Rochester. But they'll take over on downs here at their own 25-yard line. They trail the Raiders 14-0. Second quarter shows 9 minutes and 43 seconds remaining. There's a handoff around the right side, and it's Juan Flanagan, and he's going to get up across the 30 maybe to the 31-yard line.
Carrying the ball, tripped up there by Orlando Palestine.
Joe, there's some attention being given here to Dapra on the sideline. That was a 6-yard gain, by the way.
Gain of 6 across the 30 to near the 31-yard line. Yep, Dapra's down. He took a pretty good hit there, I'll tell you. And I don't know whether the tackler got there before the ball or about the same time. Well, there's a shot off the right side, and it's Amir Dudley, and he doesn't get much. Maybe he got a yard. Number 14, Kappa, was there. What are they going to do? Take a timeout? Or what? There's an injured player for Rochester on his knees, a little slow getting up, and a couple of the coaches came out to check him out. The timeout is going to be called while they check out the injured player. Bob, a very impressive Riverview here so far.
I would have to say so, Joe. There were some thoughts about their graduation losses and what they would be able to put together here for 1994, but looks good. Last week's win over Monaca, and right here with Rochester.
All right, we're back in again. It's going to be a 3rd down and a long 7 for Rochester from their own 30. Make it to 33-yard line. Pitch out. And coming around and going to get the 1st down and then some. Almost breaking it was number 13, Juan Flanagan, and had it not been for Justin Graham there on that sure tackle, he would have been gone. Across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
13 yards on the carry. And the first down of the game for Rochester.
47 of Rochester, 1st down.
It took a while. All right, ready to go, Rochester. Matsuk hands off up the middle across the 50 to about the 48-yard line. And making the stop for the Raiders was number 74, Justin Papa.
Was that Krebs on the carry, by the way? Well, I believe it was Krebs.
They're going to bring it back anyway, Bob. It was a legal procedure called against Rochester, so it nullifies the decent gain by Krebs. So they'll bring the ball back to about the 42-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 15.
1st down and 15.
Well, the sun is shining bright here at Riverside Park in Oakmont. Scenery down here is almost the postcard variety. Beautiful. Here's a pass. It's complete over to Brian Acon, and he gets across the 45 to about the 50-yard line, but there is a flag on the play.
Belisario making the stop.
Belisario on the stop, but a flag on the play, and I believe it's going to come back.
There is a flag on the play, however.
Jeremy Dujak out there listening to the infraction explained to him by the official, and they're going to bring the play back. So they'll march off 5, and boy, the coaching staff over there is really upset.
2nd and 20 coming up. I'm sorry, 1st and 20.
1st down and about 20.
1st and 20 now for Rochester.
7:54 remaining, 2nd quarter. Riverview 14, Rochester nothing. Handoff up the middle, breaking one tackle, breaks another across the 50 to about the 48 or 49-yard line. Kappa and Graham making the stop on Juan Flanagan. Another big gain, Belisario in on the stop as well. So it's a big gain, 2nd down and about 5.
That was 16 yards on that carry.
So a good gain that time of 16 yards. 2nd and 5, ball at the 49-yard line. What do we have? A timeout, an official time, I think. Piece of equipment there has to be adjusted. That's what it is.
7 minutes to play in this 1st half.
Amir Dudley having some problem with his piece of his equipment there. They got it squared away, and back into the huddle is Ryan Matsuk. He went over to the sideline and got some instructions from his father, who was also the head coach. And going off the left side on his feet is number 24 that's Vernon Krebs. So Krebs picks up 2 or 3 yards. And let's see where they're going to spot the football. Well, they'll spot it across the 50. I should say the 45, just a shade over the 45. It's going to be 3rd and 1. 3rd down and 1. Rochester in possession of the football just across the Riverview 45-yard line. Everybody tight. And getting the first down. I believe they got it, depending on the spot. Well, I don't know. Maybe not from where the one official is marking it. He may be a tad short. Let's see.
Krebs carrying the ball.
Krebs one more time.
Very, very close.
Might be short here, Bob.
Timeout for a measurement.
In fact, to be honest with you, if the orbs are working the way they should, it should be about 6 inches short. Well, we'll see. No, it's going to be short. Looks like the orbs are working pretty good, Tattern. It's short by about 6.
Well, it's 4th down.
4th down, they're going to go for it.
4th down, and they were just about 6 inches shy.
You know they're going to go for it, Bob. They're down 14 zip. They're at the 44-yard line of the Raiders, and they need about 6 inches for the first down. All right, here we go. Shane Edge comes wide, but he's not going anywhere. Depending on the spot, but I think this time they gave him a pretty good spot. Not that they didn't earn it. So Krebs, I believe, got the first down. Looked like he was stopped there on the first contact, but the second effort, I believe, made it, Bob. There's the official indicating first down at the 43-yard line. 5:47 remaining, second quarter. Riverview 14, Rochester nothing. Here's a pitch by over off to the left side, getting good yardage is Amir Dudley. He's going to be stopped by Orlando Belisario after a gain of about 7 yards on the play. 2nd and 3. Pretty good drive here by Rochester. And off once again, and there's the same guy, and he looks as though he's going to go all the way, almost. Stopped by Steve Dapra, and he stopped the touchdown as well. And this one goes all the way down to about the 13, maybe the 14-yard line. Amir Dudley one more time.
23 yards on the carry.
On a 23-yard scamper that time. And Rochester threatening here to get something on the board and make a ball game out of this. It looked as though it was going to be easy, but not so. Nothing's ever easy. Here we go. Handoff, and Flanagan gets across to 15, down to about the 11-yard line.
Jamie Taylor making the stop.
I believe it was Taylor there making the stop for Riverview. 5 minutes remaining. The ball is at the 11-yard line. 2nd and 7 at the 11. Rochester threatening to get on the board here, and here is a handoff off the left side, and getting some yardage here was Ken Mercier.
On the right side of the Raider line.
He gets down where? Near the 5-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 6, maybe the 7.
by the right side of the Raider line.
So they're going to be about 3 yards short.
That brings up third down and...
Third down and about 3.
4:20 to play, first half. Riverview 14, Rochester zip.
All right, here we go. Big play here. Hand off again, Dudley, and he is going to, I believe, get the first down. Tripped up as he crossed the 5-yard line. Gets the first down, I do believe. Yep, there is the indication. First and goal now. Coming up for Rochester. They're on a pretty good drive.
First down, goal. About 3.
So they spot the ball at the 3. It'll be first and goal from that spot. Riverview 14 zip, but that score could change momentarily. The Rochester Ball Club is threatening here. And stopped cold that time was number 45, Ken Mercier. He got nothing, absolutely nothing. At the bottom of the pile is big number 70, Dujak. So it's second and goal now. And Rimzak, Dujak, Jason Kappa, Randy Gilbert, Rich Walsh making up that line. Of course, an occasional substitute comes in. All right, here we go. Hand off again, and getting stopped one more time is Amir Dudley. Rich Walsh was there for the initial hit, along with number 30, Justin Graham. So now it's going to be a third down. They'll spot this one inside the 2-yard line.
3 minutes left to the first half.
So let's call it third and goal from just inside the 2. 2:45 remaining. Quick snap, pitch out, going outside, and Amir Dudley gets into the end zone for the touchdown. So Dudley scores for Rochester, and it's a 14-6 game as we await the extra point.
Makes the score 14-6.
Touchdown comes with 2:41 to play in the first half.
Looked at a little while back, Bob, that might be easy, but as I mentioned, it seems that nothing ever comes easy.
Well, Rochester making some adjustments offensively, and heck, they didn't have a first down in the entire first quarter.
Right.
And from the 10-minute mark in, they've had 4 in the second quarter.
And oh, that one is no good. That one is no good. That's Riverview now. Well, they hold a pretty good-sized lead at 14-6. If you want to call 8 points, it's pretty good size. In the meantime, we'll be back with more high school football right after this.
So it's 14-6. The Raiders in the lead, and Rochester, who has just scored, kicking off.
Dudley will move the ball for the Rams.
All right, here's Dudley kicking, and it's going to be Scribbler. It's going to be picked up finally down there by number 20, and there's a penalty. And getting knocked out of bounds is Ertlejack, but this penalty is going to go, I'm sure, against the Raiders back at the 20-yard line. A clipping penalty against the Raiders. So they'll march, well, half the distance. They'll go half the distance. I believe the infraction occurred at the 12-yard line, or I should say the 22, so they'll put it back down there somewhere around the 11. And that's exactly what they do. So the Raiders got a long way to go. First and 10 from their own 11-yard line with 2 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the first half, and the Raiders leading 14-6.
You know, Rochester on that drive overcame 2 penalties.
Yep.
They had a first and 20 at their own 36, and they gained 16 yards in a run by Flanagan.
Here's a handoff right up the middle. I think the Raiders content now to just hold on to the football and make no mistakes. And run out the clock and be satisfied with that 14-6 lead. Dapra on the carry that time, and he picked up about 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. The ball up at about the 14-yard line. So Jeff Kappa brings his team out of the huddle.
2 minutes left of the first half.
Kappa pitches back. I think that's Myers over there. Myers driving. No, that's Dapra. He gets across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. He'll have the first down.
It's a 9-yard carry.
9-yard carry, and Leslie on the stop. Ball at the 23-yard line. Clock is moving. 1:38 and counting. Raiders in no hurry. Kappa pitches back. Dapra. He's going to be stopped at about the 21-yard line. He'll lose yardage here. Shane Edge made the first hit for Rochester. They'll lose a few yards there. Now I think Rochester's going to take a timeout. They want their hands on the football one more time, and they'll probably get it following another timeout. If the Raiders don't come up with the first down, they've got a long way to go. 2nd down and about 12.
Taking a look at the Raiders' schedule for weeks ahead. Let's see what comes up on tap here for Riverview. We mentioned last week they opened at Monaca with a win. Then they host, as we mentioned, and we're covering in here, Rochester. Next week they are at Carmichael's. It's a Friday night game. And then return here for a game with Duquesne on the 24th.
And then a week after that,
at Springdale, Dynamo. And we'll be carrying that game, I believe. So Rochester here with a timeout with 1:06 to play in the first half, stopping the clock.
All right. 2nd and 12. Hand off. Oh, coming through there. Oh, and getting good yardage all the way up to about the 34-yard line was Ben Erdeljack. And boy, one more step and he'd have been really leaving terra firma behind him. It's going to be 3rd and less than 1. 3rd down, less than a yard. The clock is moving. We're down to 42 seconds remaining in the first half. 14-6, the Raiders. This could be the final play here. Everybody tight. Kappa looks. Kappa throws, and oh, what a carom. Looky here. Big number 85, Jason Kappa. He took the carom. I'll tell you what, it went up the fingertips of a black jersey there, the original intended receiver. It went off his fingertips over to Jason Kappa, and he got it all the way down to the 44-yard line of Rochester with 14 seconds left. Now the Raiders take a timeout.
23 yards on that pass play. How about that?
Bouncing just right, Bob.
The Raider band will be featured at halftime. And statistics on action here today. So the ball rests at the 44-yard line. Raider touchdown scored by Erdeljack. First quarter, 50-yard pass play from quarterback Jeff Kappa, and then Dapra from 3 yards out made it a 14-0 game with Kappa's quarterback keeper for the 2-point conversion. Then Dudley from only a yard out for Rochester, and then they failed on the kick. That was a 2:41 of period number 2.
we're about ready. 14 seconds left. Kappa is back, looking, throwing. He's got his man down at the 30-yard line. First down, and they take another timeout. 7 seconds left. 7 seconds remaining here in the first half.
That was a pass to Justin Graham.
Graham got it, immediately called for a timeout. So we got time for maybe one play.
Could be the Hail Mary, as they call it.
Do they have one into the end zone, Bob?
Well, I'm sure Kappa can throw it that far.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He threw that one earlier. Went for what, 50 yards? Wasn't 50 yards in the air, but it covered 50 yards. This one we only need 30. This should be a piece of cake.
Well, actually, the pass that Kappa threw for the touchdown earlier to Erdeljack was thrown about 30 yards, and Erdeljack ran in the last 20.
All right. So we're going to get the final 7 seconds here in the first half. As time is back in again, and the Raiders go up to the line of scrimmage. They got a play call. No, are they going to try a field goal?
That's a 47-yarder if it's good.
Oh, look at this. And going at it there is Belisario. Belisario is going to try one from about 37 yards. That would be a 47-yard field goal.
Timeout.
Makes this, and Anderson could be in trouble.
Seven seconds remain of this first half. Some of the fans here at the park at Riverside Park in Oakmont watching the game. Boy, when the trees begin to change their color here at Riverside Park, this becomes even more beautiful. But what a great sunshiny day to watch the contest here. And our sympathies go out, by the way, to the Raider family. Graduate of the school aboard that ill-fated plane that crashed at the Pitt Airport. A member of the team, Mr. Young, back in the mid-70s, Joe.
Right.
Here we go.
All right, that's a 40, it's going to be about a 47-yard kick. It's up, and it's no good. No good. Line drive kick that didn't get up. And that took 6 seconds, so there's time for one play by Rochester, and the half will end with the Raiders taking an 8-point lead into the dressing room, at least I hope, unless a miracle happens.
Not a miracle, disaster. So Rochester at their own 20.
When the Raiders play Duquesne, Bob, in a couple of weeks, they might both be undefeated. I could just hear Kappa saying, what the heck is he talking about? Getting us undefeated into the 5th week of the season. All right, in the meantime, the horn has sounded. The half ends with a score. Riverview 14, Rochester 6.
And we'll be back with the Riverview Band after this. We are at halftime, and the Riverview Raiders have the lead. The score here at Riverside Park at halftime, 14-6. And following the Raider Band, we'll bring you up to date on the scoring plays and the statistics of the first half. Let's go downfield now and enjoy the music of the Riverview Marching Band.
Under the field direction of Steve Schmidt, the World Cup captain was busy wearing his Flag captains are Christy Mitchell-Tree and Harry Upball. And the drum captain is Torsil Sandry. We open our show with an old favorite theme song from the Bugs Bunny show called This Is It.
that concludes our halftime performance by the Riverview Marching Band. Time to take a look at our halftime statistics. They are brought to you by John's Auto Sales. Halftime stats, courtesy of John's Auto. For a good selection of thoroughly reconditioned used cars and trucks, come to John's Auto Sales in Natrona Heights. Over 17 years in the business makes John's Auto Sales tough to beat. Round-trip messenger service to Harrisburg is available. So check on the price, check on the warranty, check out the service at John's Auto Sales. Old Route 28 in Natrona Heights. Here are the halftime stats. First downs, we have Rochester in with 4, Riverview with 8. On the ground, Rochester with 98 yards, Riverview with 76. Rochester has not completed a pass, and the Raiders have thrown 9. They have completed 6 for 114 yards. So total yardage in the first half, Rochester with 98 and Riverview with almost double at 190. In that second quarter, Rochester was able to hold on to the football a little bit longer. Rochester with 11:19 possession time, and the Raiders with 12 minutes and 41 seconds. So the halftime stats brought to you by John's Auto Sales, Route 28 in Natrona Heights. Joe?
Okay, Bob, just wanted to mention that next Saturday, September the 17th, is the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation's Walk for the Cure. Anyone interested in walking or sponsor a walker, please call the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation at 471-1414 or Riverview High School at 828-1800. Get involved. Thank you.
All right, Joe, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and begin our third quarter right after this. Wait till those leaves turn colors, Joe.
Yeah.
Could make very attractive postcards.
Well, I'm telling you, this is postcard area here. Believe me. Believe me, somebody down here is missing the boat. They ought to take some pictures and get some postcards made. This is a beautiful, beautiful sight, I'll tell you.
Well, the Raiders will kick off to start our second half. The Raiders in black lead 14-6. Rochester in the light-colored uniforms are ready to receive. And the kick. Looks like Flanagan at about the 17. Up to the 30, spins loose, and finally dragged down at about the 38-yard line. And for the Raiders, tackle made on the play by either 56 or 58. That's Sam Geppert. So they mark it at the 37-yard line. And Rochester will be moving the football here from right to left. And again, Ryan Matsuk is the quarterback. Kevin Mortimer over center. The ends are in tight, and it goes to Amir Dudley. Dudley spilled in the backfield. Nice play made by the
Rich Walsh,
the defensive end. And Rich Walsh makes the open field tackle and a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12. It's back at the 35.
Hey, Zeke, don't get hooked, buddy.
Matsuk checks the Raider defense. One wide receiver out there, and he's going to throw the ball. And it was partially blocked up there by number 18, Zach Zarymczyk. Had his hand on the ball, thrown by Matsuk, so incomplete. It brings up 3rd down and 12. On the 4th floor, which does not have a roof, and I sometimes wonder, the Rochester coaches, every time they make a bad play, they stamp their foot and we can hear it. It's like thunder. Here's the draw play to Mercier, and he almost came up with a first down.
It's about a yard
Picked up
short.
about 11 yards on the carry, and for the Raiders, Justin Graham and Kappa, along with Ertl-Jack. So 4th and about 1 for Rochester. And they won't gamble now. They're only down by 8, 14-6.
I don't know about that.
Oh.
I don't know about that. They don't call Coach Matsuk Mississippi for nothing. Here we go.
They're going to go for it. They're going to go for it. The Raiders see what the defense does. First down, yes. He made it by at least a half a yard, if not a full yard. And it was Amir Dudley on the play to about the Rochester 48 and a 1st and 10. The only problem is with a gamble like that, you get the other team pumped up, Joe, and they take over in your territory. So my guess was they would punt. It's early in the game. You're only down by 8.
There's an old saying, Bob, you never win by holding the other team. You win by
making it happen, huh?
Making it happen, right.
Flanker to the left, and the pitch comes back. Mercier.
Good. Oh, boy. Good play that time.
Across midfield.
Orlando Belisario really came up there and made a good tackle.
So it's in Riverview territory after a 2-3 yard game. Make it 3 on the play. And 2nd and 7 coming up. They're running out of the eye, flanker to the left side. It goes to Mercier one more time. Is that Mercier? First down. Up near the 41. It was Juan Flanagan on the carry. Daper making the play for the Raiders.
But it is a first down for the Rams.
Tell you what, they're moving the football, Bob. They got some new life in the tail end of that second quarter, and they're carrying it over into the second half.
We have an injury timeout. Early 3rd quarter with 9:22 to play. Let's take a timeout. Joe and I will be back. High school football continues from Riverside Park after this.
Another reminder that next Saturday, September the 17th, is the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation's Walk for the Cure. Now, anyone interested in walking or sponsor a walker, please call the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation at 471-1414 or Riverview High School at 828-1800.
Rich Walsh. Okay, Rich Walsh was the injured player for the Raiders, and he's limping off the field. Hopefully he'll be able to return. The right leg. Okay, here is Dudley getting the call. The Raiders close in quickly. Looked like Jason Kappa, number 53, also there for the Raiders, and that's Andy Flaherty. Theo Ficaris, number 73, also in on the play. So a gain of about 3, 2nd and 7 at the 38-yard line of Riverview. Rochester trailing 14-6. We're in the 3rd quarter. And around 8 minutes plus to play in this 3rd period.
Uh-oh.
Well, Rochester's right side of the offensive line moved, and it'll cost them 5.
And number 45 for Rochester, that's Ken Mercier. Better hold his temper. He's going to get hit with a 15-yarder.
So the ball is brought back to the 43. So here we go. Matsuk looking to throw. Throws the screen pass, and it's incomplete. And Dudley, the intended receiver on that one, and the Thunder keeps on coming. I'm glad that the 4th floor has a safety railing.
There's only one thing wrong with that, Bob. We're on the 3rd floor.
Incompleted pass brings up 3rd and 12. So apparently somebody missed an assignment. As Matsuk chased out of the pocket, fires. This one is caught for the first down, just inside the 30. Defensively for the Raiders, Charles Belisario on the play as Brian Acon makes the play, the catch for Rochester.
That pass had to be perfect, Bob, and it was.
Right over the fingertips of one of the upmen for the Raiders. I believe it was Geppert, but I'm not sure. So the third quarter continues. The clock runs with under 8 minutes to play.
They jumped.
Now, who jumped?
I think, well, I know Rochester was offside, but whether or not they were, somebody else did something on the other side, I don't know. But
they're shooting themselves in the foot. 5 yards coming up against the Rams of Rochester. Take them back to about the 35, 34-yard line, actually.
But they've been able to overcome those penalties, Bob. They did it the first half near the tail end where they overcame 2 big penalties and got a touchdown out of it to end the half and get into the ball game at 14-6, and that's where we're at right now.
Acon flanked wide to the right, and I mean, he looks like the Army lonesome man. One more time. That was Shane Edge who jumped offside. That's going to bring up 1st and 20.
And you know what's amazing, Bob? Shane Edge is not somebody coming in off the bench. He's a regular.
Wow. So now the coach, Matsuk, wants to talk to his quarterback, son Ryan, and find out what's he doing. What's he doing with the count? Is Shane over there with him?
You better believe it. First and 20.
Acon now lines up as the tight end right flanker. And here's the pass thrown, and this one's intercepted.
There he goes.
Intercepted by the Raiders. He's at the 50 and down to the 40-yard line. So Ben Ertlejack makes the interception near the Raider 30, runs it down to the Rochester 38-yard line, and the Raiders make a big defensive play.
And I think Ertlejack got hurt, Bob. He's holding his arm. I mean, he's got that arm along his side, not moving it. He is hurt.
Well, they're going to bring him over here to the near sideline and take a look at him. Right now, it's marked at the 41. We had mentioned the 38. But it's at the 41. Either case, the Raiders caused the turnover.
Now it seems that Ertlejack got a problem with his leg as well.
Here's a handoff to Dapra coming around the right side. Spilled on the play, and a nice tackle made by number 82 or 85, Doug Rowe. Doug Rao make that a 1-yard carry to about the 40. 2nd and 9 coming up. So Dapra, after a brief chat with Coach Jake Kappa, returns to the huddle. Kappa gives to Dapra, again sneaking through. Tackle made by Ken Mercier at the 37-yard line. So they pick up a couple of more. 3rd and 6 for the Raiders. And sustaining this drive midway through the the third quarter right now. Midway through the third.
Rich Walsh limping again, Bob.
Well, he was hurt a few minutes ago on a defensive play. Kappa to throw. Now they give the draw to Dapra. Dapra running left. He's at the 30 to the 25. Pursued inside the 20. Still on his feet inside the 10 and about the 8-yard line, and finally run out of bounds by Brett Roush. Number 27 defensively for Rochester makes the play. So from the 37 to about the 17, right, about 20 yards.
Yep, he's all the way down. Well, actually, he's at the 13-yard line, Bob.
Okay.
5:46 remaining in the third quarter, 14-6. Be nice if Riverview could come out of here with some points.
Kappa takes the snap, turns, keeps. Running to his right, looking for room. Puts the head down and maybe to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard.
Yeah, he may have worked his way up to about the 10-yard line or the 11, somewhere around there, and somebody's hurt.
Shane Edge makes the play, and that could be Kappa. Kappa's hurt.
I think it is.
Kappa, I think, hurt his leg.
That is Kappa.
And they will attend to Kappa as the Raiders now loosen up a backup quarterback who's number 15. That's Justin Dujak.
21, I think, is working out too.
All right. That's Orlando Belisario, who's warming up here on the near sideline. And Kappa apparently either has a Charlie horse or something. Perhaps a leg cramp, I don't know. He's going to have to come out for at least one play anyway. By the way, the ball is marked at about the 11, so they gained about 2 on the play. 2nd and 8 coming up. They've got to get down to about the 3. So Kappa, I'm sure, who is now sitting, will be assisted to get up, and he is. Gets a nice round of applause from the Riverview faithful. He'll be going back in. There's no doubt about it, Joe.
Well, he's limping pretty good, Bob. I don't know. Let's put it this way.
If he has to.
Yeah, he'll play in all probability, but he is limping.
Well, Belisario is coming in a quarterback right now. Orlando Belisario, number 21, will call the signals.
What's that commercial we used to hear, Bob, with a name like that? It has to be good.
Here's Belisario. And the call goes to Dafra inside the 10 to about the 9 or 8 yard line, 8 or the 9. Tackled on the play by Kevin Mortimer. Mark it at the 8, 3rd down and 5 coming up. Maybe it is a leg cramp, and Kappa is going to loosen up here and take some snaps from a teammate, and he's ready to go.
He's getting ready. Yep.
And he's coming back.
Yeah, I think he's going to wait after this play. Can't argue with the coach.
Now, 4.5 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter. Belisario with Graham in motion to the left. Dapra to the opposite side.
He cuts in.
And may have the first down. May have the first down, but in either case, it's going to be close on 4th down coming up. Dapra, with Graham going in the other direction, picks up.
I think he got the first down.
Perhaps the first down.
I think he has it. They have to bring the chains in from way across the field, but from here it looks like he may have it. 4:13 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
And that's, you can't get any closer than that, folks. Oh, he's going to be a little bit short. Look at that, 4 inches.
That's 3 inches or so. Well, no field goal here.
6 links of the chain.
Yeah, they're going. They got to go.
So 4th and inches coming up now for the Raiders, who lead in the game 14-6. No scoring in the second half yet, and 4:13 to play in this period. The Raiders signal they are ready, and I believe Kappa is back in the huddle. Kappa is back in. So they have Ben Ertlejack wide left.
He may keep it. He does, and he got it, and there's a flag. Flag on the play. My goodness.
See what happens here.
I think that's going against Riverview, Bob.
Offside against
Yep.
the Riverview Raiders.
Well, we might need a change of battery there, Al.
Well, now now things may change here. 4th down and
Put it back at the 8-yard line, 4th and 8. Well, if you get 3, what do you have? 17-6. They still need 2 scores.
right. Well, they need 2 scores now as it is. They need 8 points, and it'll just get them a tie. So maybe that's the thinking of Jake Kappa. I don't know. But in any event, they're going for it.
4th down. And about 6. Graham in motion to the right, opposite side. And I don't think he's going to make it.
No, he sure didn't.
He's short of the mark. Ben Erteljack is spilled. No flag in the play. Change of possession. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. All right, Rochester takes over, and they start at their own 7-yard line. Wide sweep to the right and pushed out of bounds. Maybe they had the first down on that carry. And it looked like one Flanagan on the carry. And Orlando Belisario makes the play with an assist on the tackle.
First down, Graham.
On the far side, it's a first down for Rochester at their own 18. Pretty close to the 18. Better call it the 17, all right? Keep stretching the chains. Pretty close to the 18. Anyway, here's a give up the middle, and the
Tackle there.
middle of the Raider defense stiffens up on Mercier coming up. And
I think it was Dujak.
Jeremy Dujak makes the big defensive play there. Short gain. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Here's Matsuk throwing, intercepted by the Riverview Raiders. Number 21, Orlando Belisario, makes the interception of the Raiders with a big play.
I think he was in the Rochester huddle, Bob. He played that one about as well as you could play it.
So Matsuk is intercepted. And the Raiders, in addition to the turnover, also have good field position on the Rochester 23.
So the ball goes to the Raiders.
So the Raiders have the football and maintain the lead of 14-6. Nobody has scored in the second half. And Dapra sneaks through, puts the head down at the 20, down to the 15, and close to the 10, down at about the 12-yard line. Lee on the play for Rochester defensively.
And the Raiders get another first down.
So they pick up the 1st and 10.
Ball on the 11.
Mark it at the 11, so if they get down close enough, they'll pick up another first down if they're within the 1 or so. Two minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. The clock still turns. Graham goes in motion. Dapra gets the call up the middle, and Dapra is into the end zone for the touchdown. So Dapra scores another TD for the Raiders, his 2nd of the day. He scored the 2nd touchdown, and the Raiders have taken a 20-6 lead, 20-6.
Boy, did he pick those holes. I think 3 different times he cut where the hole was, and boy, he found it. And in doing so, he found the end zone. 20-6, and the Raiders get set for the extra point.
Well, they're going to go for 1 or 2.
Looks like Belisario's going in with a tee, so they're obviously going for 1 here.
Delay of game. might be the call. So the 5-yard penalty will bring it back to about the 8.
Ball back 5 yards.
So the extra point will be kicked from the 15. It'll be a 25-yarder altogether.
Right.
25 yards altogether.
The kick is up, and it is good. They ran into the kicker.
Look at that one.
So the Raiders now lead by 21-6. So let's do this. We'll take a break, and we'll come right back and continue with more coverage from Riverside Park in Oakmont, where the Raiders lead it 21-6. Well, we've got about a minute and 54 to play here in the third quarter, and the Raiders lead it by 21-6. And the kick deep down to the 4-yard line, and on the return straight up the middle of the field. Well, let's see who that is. Was it Trent Jeter? I believe it was.
Yep.
Trent Jeter carrying the football from his 4 to the 28. So a 24-yard return on the kickoff. Tackled by Carl Banks. Here we go now with Matt Sook and his team trailing by 15. Could that be Mercier? No, it was Dudley. Dudley with some high kick in there too, coming across the 30-yard line, and one of the Rams is down with what appears to be a leg cramp. Ball marked at the 33-yard line. A gain of 5 by Dudley on that carry.
Well, another reminder that next Saturday, September the 17th, is the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation's Walk for the Cure. Now, anyone interested in walking or sponsor a walker, please call the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation at 471-1414 or Riverview High School at 828-1800 and get involved, and we thank you.
So they are still attending to the youngster who apparently, as we mentioned, has come up with a leg cramp, and he'll have to go off for at least one play, and that turns out to be Doug Rao. So Doug Rao goes off the field for Rochester. We will not have a football game next weekend. However, we have a soccer game Saturday afternoon that we'll telecast 7 o'clock on Saturday night, and that is between Burrell and Deer Lakes. Full house backfield. Here is Dudley on 2nd and 5, and boy, he tried, but he'll be a little bit short. It'll be 3rd down coming up after about a 3-yard carry. Tackle led across the way by Jason Kappa. And they got this one marked at about the 38, so it will be 3rd down and about a yard. Daper will be coming back in defensively for the Raiders, or not. No, he started out of the field, now comes back over. Here's the give. Dudley again.
That's a 1st down.
And a 1st down for the Rams at about the 41 or 42-yard line. It was actually Mercier on the carry, and Jeremy Dujak makes the defensive play for the Raiders. About 20 seconds remain. This will be the final play of the 3rd period, and the Raiders lead it 21-6. Mercier gets the call again. And doesn't pick anything up. That's going to conclude our third quarter, folks. So we have played. Jeremy Dujac on that tackle. We have played. Well, we're ready to go over that fourth and final quarter. And the Raiders lead it by 21-16. This is Bob Tattert with Joe Falsetti at Riverside Park. Those homes on the hill have to be, there have to be more this year than last time, huh?
Well, you know why they built them up there, don't you, Bob?
I don't.
So they can look down on the field here and get this beautiful sight.
Well, it is. It is a gorgeous sight.
All right, ready to go here as we get set for quarter number 4. The Raiders of Riverview holding a 21-6 lead, and how sweet it is. All right, ready to go. Rochester in possession from their own 43-yard line. Second down and 9. There's the handoff, and good tackle over there by, I think it was 85. Jason Kappa made the stop on one Flanagan after a gain of about 3. It's going to be third down now, and maybe 4 yards to go. Ball resting at the 48-yard line of Rochester. Third and 4.
Rochester comes up with a big play in the score here, Joe. This is going to turn the game around.
Sure will, and they stopped him. Oh, boy, he's going to be short. I think he only gained a yard. There's a fumble. Where did it go? Where does it go? Here it is, a fumble. The Raiders have it. And it's Steve Dapra who came out of that pile. Flanagan fumbles. He got hit actually short of the first down, but he did fumble. Dapra came out of there with it, and the Raiders have it at the 47-yard line. So the ball at the Rochester 47, and the Raiders in good position here. They have a 15-point lead and the football at the Rochester 47. Dapra cuts inside, picks his hole, still driving. Gets up near the 40. He's going to be dropped at the 41. Gain of about 6 yards anyway. Dudley on the stop. Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. The game is 6, second down at 4. Rochester 41-yard line. They send a man in motion, and here is Dapra. He cuts inside, cuts outside. Oh my goodness, what a dance he's doing. He is really putting on a show out there as he gets inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. First down, and Dapra could have been stopped for about a 2-yard loss. And as it turns out, he's going to wind up with a first down inside the 35. Close to the 33. So first and 10, Riverview. We're down to the 10-minute mark now in the fourth quarter. 21-6 in favor of Riverview. Good crowd on hand on a gorgeous afternoon for football at beautiful Riverside Park in Oakmont. So the Raiders now with the I formation. They've got Belisario out to the near side of the field and right up the middle. I think that was Graham. Let's see. Well, I guess it wasn't. It was Zach Rimzak. He got it and picked up about 3 yards. Second down and 7 near the 30-yard line. Plays coming in from the bench. Gilbert going out. Papa coming in, bringing a play in from Jake Kappa. Ready to go. Lone setback this time as Jeff Kappa goes back, looking, throwing. Got a man out there. It's complete. And going here is Belisario inside the 20 to about the 18, maybe the 17-yard line. Orlando Belisario stopped by Trent Jeter. But another first down for the Raiders. Trent Jeter making the stop at the 17-yard line.
He took a hit when he was tackled as well, Joe.
Well, you pick up that kind of yardage, you don't mind getting hit. First and 10, Raiders football at the Rochester 17-yard line. Kappa hands off right up the middle, and there's a flag on the play. Rimzak popped through there, but the flag on the play. I think that's going to go against Riverview. Maybe they started too soon or some motion. 8:20 remaining in the ball game. 21-6 in favor of the Raiders.
5-yard penalty offside against Riverview.
I don't know whether Jake Kappa's happy or what, but he and Don Frederick are down here on the sideline, and Kappa's going through all kinds of gyrations there. I don't know that's happiness or what, but there's a handoff as Jack takes the handoff and gets up near the 21-yard line. Getting up from the bottom of the pile was, I think, number 23, Amir Dudley. So it's going to be second down and about 13. Second and 13. The clock is moving.
Second and 13.
All right, here we go. And Daper comes off. There's a pitch back. And down goes number 20, Jack, on the pitch out. He's going to be stopped over there by number 28, Joel Leslie. Third down and about 15 or 14, somewhere in that area. So a third down play here. I don't know that this is a kicking down anyhow, even if they don't make it. I mean, the area at the 22-yard line, they tried earlier in the ball game, they tried a 47-yard field goal. So we'll see what happens here. Third and about 14. Kappa, straight back, looks, throws, got a man out there, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Charles Belisario, but it's incomplete. Now what do they do? Well, I don't see Orlando Belisario yet. He is the field goal kid. There he is. There he is. He just caught the tee. So he'll spot it at about the 32-yard line. Well, no, they're going to spot it at about the 29-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard field goal. 39-yarder. Good snap. There's the kick. It's up, and it is good. How about that? How about that? Orlando Belisario.
And they're all out to congratulate
39
him.
yards out. And it's 24-6, and how sweet it is.
Well, Rochester did show some life in that second quarter. I thought that they might be putting something together, but unfortunately for them, they were stalled, and as it turned out, the Raiders held on to maintain the lead at the end of the first half. And have gone on to increase the lead now with this field goal, making it 24-6. So
Orlando Belisario is just a junior. Charles is a senior, but Orlando's a junior, and he may be kicking him clean out of Riverside Park next year, Bob. Who knows? All right, here we go. Getting set for the kickoff. We've got 6:31 left in the ball game. The Raiders 24, Rochester 6. There's a kick. Oh, boy, that is way up there. Oh, fumbled. And it's out of the end line. So they'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. But that one was down to about the 10-yard line, but it was way up there, and it gave the coverage team a chance to get down there and cover that kickoff. But it was fumbled. It rolls out of the end zone. So the Rochester Ball Club will put it in play at their own 20-yard line. We got a pretty good handle on the MVP coming up at the end of the ball game. When I say we, Bob and I, and we rarely agree. There's a handoff across the 20 to about the 22. Gain of a couple of yards on the play. Leading the defensive charge is Theo Faqueras for the Raiders. So Dudley on a carry of about 2 yards. 2nd down and 8. The ball at the 22-yard line. Matsuk back looking. They've got a screen set up. And smelling it out over there was number 18, Zach Rimzak. And boy, I'll tell you, he played that one like it's supposed to be played. Good stop on Amir Dudley by Rimzak. Loss of a couple. 3rd and 10 at the 20. 5:25 remaining in the ball game, and this one is pretty well in hand, I would say. 3 scores it would take by Rochester. Up the middle, and that is going to be stopped inside the 25 at about the 24. Gang tackle there, led by big number 75, Randy Gilbert. Dujak also there. And Bercier got very little that time, as it's going to be a 4th down play. Well, they really have nothing to lose, so I don't know why they don't go for it. But coaches sometimes would rather see a loss of 24-6 and play it by the book. And that's exactly what's happening here. High kick. It's going to be taken at the 50-yard line, and there is a flag on the play.
And while they unravel that flag, let's take our final commercial break of the ball game. We'll come right back.
All right, here we have the penalty now being enforced. It's going to go against Riverview, and if that be the case, they're going to have a 1st down. So, yes, Rochester gets a 1st down, a 15-yard penalty. So, here we go. The clock starts at 4:25 and counting. So, Rochester at their own 40-yard line. Pop over the middle, almost intercepted, overthrown and almost intercepted. Number 21, Orlando Belisario there on the coverage. So that'll stop the clock, if nothing else, at 4:13 remaining in the game. All right, set to go once again is Ryan Matsuk. Looking, rolling out of the pocket, and he is going to throw, and it's out of bounds. Out of bounds. Intended for number 15, Shane Edge, but the coverage was there with 85, Jason Kappa, and Ben Erdeljak. Also there to make sure nothing happened was Steve Dapra. So that's an incomplete pass. It'll bring up a 3rd and 10 with 4:06 remaining in the ball game. 24-6, Riverview on top.
Well, the Raiders go 2-0.
Right. Shane Edge coming out wide. There's Matsuk looking, throwing over the middle, incomplete. Intended for, I think, number 89. 85, Rao, Doug Rao. Fourth down. Exactly 4 minutes remaining in the game. Well, not too many people leaving. Rochester has a long way to go, so what's the hurry? And Riverview loves it. They want to stay right to the very end. Looking, Matsuk gets it, and down he goes at about the 48-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down. Shane Edge, as he made his cut, he slipped, and he went down. Ertlejack and Kappa there just in case. So the Raiders now will take over at the 47-yard line of Rochester, and they'll run out the clock here, Bob. They'll do nothing but just hand it off. They don't need any more points. They got all they need. 24-6 is the score. 3:40 remaining in the game. Right up the middle. Oh, Zrimzak breaks one, gets down to about the 32-yard line, and he gets close to the first down.
Very, very close to the first down.
I think you're gonna measure it. Well, Rochester coming in with a lot of clean jerseys now. It looks as though the game is over, and the coach wants to get as many people in as possible, and probably most of them are underclassmen, get them an opportunity to get their feet wet. And they got the first down by about a foot. So Riverview has the ball at 3:23 remaining on the clock. The ball at the 37-yard line. Handoff up to about the, is that Belisario in the backfield now? Looked like it was. Yep, Orlando Belisario takes the handoff, gets up to about the 35, a gain of a couple. So Belisario and Ben, or I should say Zach Zrimzak, in the backfield along with Jeff Kappa. Well, that is, they're in the eye this time. Kappa, hands off. And it's Napron. He's going to get some yardage and then some. Look at him go. Look at him go. My goodness, what a run. Oh, my. He got down to about the 2-yard line. Looked as though he was going to be hit about 4 different times, but he did a number on all the would-be tacklers and got it all the way down to what? About the 2-yard line. Make it to 3. Boy, what a run that was, Bob. Certainly not the longest by any means, but as good as you'll see.
Who'd you say could take some lessons from him? Gene Kelly?
Gene Kelly, boy, that's for he did a
Arthur Murray move, huh?
He tiptoed there. And handoff. No, here goes Jeff Kappa into the end zone. Touchdown. So Jeff Kappa on the keeper gets into the end zone, and they scored too fast, Bob. Made it look real easy at 2:07. Jeff Kappa scores from a couple of yards out.
I like that strategy. We'll take a few handoffs and eat up the clock. Meantime, they went about 60 yards of that series.
That was their intention.
I know.
However,
if it weren't for Dapper's last...
yeah, right. If he doesn't do a Gene Kelly there, then they run out the clock. They're right. The kick is up. Boy, this kid's got a good-looking leg, let me tell you. Orlando Belisario got it through there, and he's back for another year. We did say that, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, you did mention that.
Okay.
Well, we want to congratulate Coach Kappa, his assistants, and the entire team on this game well played here at Riverside Park. They lead now 31-6. And we'll get ready for next week's battle on the road.
You know, these coaches are all alike, Bob. They never feel secure. In fact, most of them aren't convinced that they won the game until they see the second replay on Comcast cable.
Saturday games shown Saturday evening at 7 and Sunday mornings at 10.
That is
right here
for tonight.
That game will be at 7:30. And the next home game will be here on September 24th, Saturday at 12 o'clock.
So Belisario has it teed up and ready to ramble.
Hey, who's going in? Back out.
Another nice high kick. It's going to be taken down inside the 5 at about the 4-yard line. The New Jersey in there now. Look at this. And he gets it all the way up to about the 30-yard line. I think it's Brian Hill, number 8. Yes. And 57 with a stop for, that's Darrell Derringer for the Raiders. Ball at the 31-yard line. We're inside a minute, just barely, at 1:59.
Ladies and gentlemen, each year we are
So Rochester's called a timeout with only a minute and 50 left in the game, trailing 31-6. And the Raiders will go 2-0. And they will join, among others, Springdale in the local area and Burrell at 2-0. Burrell won an 8-7 contest this past Friday night at East Allegheny. Valley is now 1-1. Fox Chapel. Joe, what did Fox Chapel do on Friday night?
They lost.
Okay, so they're also 1-1.
Yeah,
they beat Highlands the first week, and they
Shaler beat them last night. I think it was
right. So Frank Rocca goes 2-0.
He's 2-0, right?
And
you did mention
Freeport
Valley,
did win a game.
Valley won.
Yeah.
Freeport lost last night.
Also, they're 0-2. I beg your
0-2,
pardon. They're 0-2.
Leechbrook beat Deer Lake. There's a handoff and getting a couple of yards. I think maybe Rochester now might be convinced to just let the clock run out.
That was Trent Jeter on that carry.
Right. Big and Ho on the stop for the Raiders. Short pickup. Clock is moving. We're at a minute and 25 remaining in the game. Boy, I love these 12 o'clock start times.
Oh, yeah.
Here at Riverview. Wonderful. Throwing complete.
He was
the 40 to about the 43.
That's the first down.
First and 10.
Well, Rich Walsh is still being attended to here on the near side.
He's been hobbling and been over here on the sideline for a good part of the afternoon. He's
got a nice bag on the wrist.
Right. He's a key member of this ball club, make no mistake about it. But he's been in and out. You know, those nagging injuries, and he's had a few of them here this afternoon. Back looking. Oh, there he goes. Oh, no, he almost was down there, but breaking a tackle and finally run out of bounds by number 89. That's Mike Catullo. Brian Hill was the guy that broke one tackle. Mike Bigenho almost had him for a huge loss, but he got away. So So we're down to 37 seconds remaining here in the ball game, and the first down is picked up at the 44-yard line. Rochester's 44. Brian Hill is the quarterback now for Rochester. Looking back, looking. He's got a sideline pass. It's incomplete. Coverage over here by Fran Shulo. That play took 5 seconds. So we're down to 32 seconds remaining in the game. 3rd and 9 for the Rams. And it's a 31-6 score in favor of the Raiders. Hill back, chased out of the pocket, still running. He's going to be hit and run out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. Making the stop was Justin Jack. That's not Jeremy, that's Justin. Jeremy had enough calls here this afternoon.
I'll tell you what, though, Brian Hill hasn't looked too bad.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
For this Rochester team.
4th down and about 5. 4th and 5. We got that MVP squared away on.
Oh, yeah, we're okay. Right, Allen?
Handoff right up the middle. And the first down is picked up by Vernon Krebs. So Krebs gets the first down. They'll move the sticks, and they better hurry if they want to get another playoff. And there goes the clock starting. We're down to 13 seconds. Hill takes the snap. Back he goes, looking, throwing, and it's going to be intercepted. It is intercepted. And the ball game is over. In making the interception was Fran Shulo. And the ball game is over. The Raiders win it 31-6.
And our game MVP is Steve Dapra. Quite a ball game for Dapra. Scored 2 touchdowns and a couple of good runs here this afternoon as well. So Steve Dapra is our PNC Bank MVP. And again, the final score, 31-6 in favor of the Riverview Raiders, who today run their record now to 2-0. And on behalf of Joe Falsetti, I'm Bob Tattern, thanking you for joining us. And on